Ever caught yourself stuck in a loop, replaying the same conversation in your head? Do you overanalyze texts or wonder why someone didn't react the way you hoped? Why do we obsess over people who might not even spare us a thought? Picture this. A friend walks past you without a glance. Your mind spirals. Did I upset them? Are they mad? Did something change? Hours later, you're still stuck on it. But what if they were just distracted? What if it wasn't about you at all? Overthinking is like lugging around a heavy backpack. The more you dwell, the heavier it feels. And here's the kicker. Most of what we worry about isn't real. It's just stories we tell ourselves, creating stress over things that don't exist. If you're done with overthinking and ready to break free, stick around till the end. With so many views on this channel, only 0.2% subscribe. So, hit like, comment, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to share your thoughts below. Let's grow together. In Buddhism, overthinking is seen as clinging to thoughts. The tighter you grip them, the more they control you. Buddha taught that suffering comes from attachment to people, emotions, or ideas. When you overthink about someone, you're not just thinking about them. You're latching onto a version of reality that might not even be true. Life is fleeting. The person you're obsessing over today might not even be in your life a year from now. People change, situations shift, and even your thoughts evolve. So why pour so much energy into something temporary? Your mind is like a river. Thoughts will flow, but it's your choice whether to let them pass or cling to them. Overthinking is like trying to grab water. It slips through your fingers, leaving you empty-handed. Many of us confuse overthinking with caring, but thinking too much about someone doesn't mean you care. It means you're stuck. Real care is light, free, and peaceful. Overthinking is heavy, painful, and draining. Which one do you want in your life? Buddha once said, "You only lose what you cling to." If you can let go of unnecessary thoughts, you will gain peace. If you keep holding on, you will only add to your suffering. The key is awareness. The moment you catch yourself overthinking, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me, or is it just making me suffer? If it's the latter, let it go. No one is saying you shouldn't care about others, but there's a difference between caring and obsessing. Obsessing over someone in your mind won't change reality. It will only exhaust you. In the next part, we'll explore why attachment is the root of suffering and how letting go can bring you freedom. Stay tuned. Attachment is the root of suffering. Why do we suffer so much when we think about someone too much? Why does our mind keep returning to the same person, the same situation, again and again? The answer is simple: attachment. Imagine holding a rope tightly. The harder you grip, the more it burns your hands. But if you just let go, the pain stops. This is what attachment does to you. The tighter you hold on to someone in your mind, the more you suffer. In Buddhism, attachment is seen as the biggest cause of suffering. When you become attached to a person, an idea, or an outcome, you start expecting things to be a certain way. Then, when reality doesn't match your expectations, you feel pain. It's not the situation that hurts. It's your attachment to how you want things to be. Think about it. Have you ever waited for someone's reply and felt anxious when they didn't respond quickly? Have you ever overanalyzed someone's words, trying to find hidden meanings? This is attachment in action. You are not just thinking about them. You are clinging to how you think they should behave, how they should treat you, how they should feel about you. But here's the truth. No one belongs to you. No one is here to fulfill your expectations. Everyone is living their own life, lost in their own thoughts. dealing with their own struggles. Buddha said, "The root of suffering is attachment. If you can learn to detach, you can learn to be free." What does detachment really mean? Some people think detachment means you stop caring. That's not true. Detachment is not about rejecting people or shutting off your emotions. It's about letting go of control. It's about understanding that you can't own anyone. You can't force anyone to act the way you want. And you can't expect things to always go your way. Imagine a beautiful flower. You admire it, appreciate its beauty, and enjoy its fragrance. But if you try to pluck it and keep it forever, it withers and dies. This is what we do with people. We don't just appreciate them, we try to hold on, to make them ours, to control the situation. And in the process, we lose the peace that comes with simply being present. How attachment creates pain. Attachment makes you overthink. You replay old conversations. You analyze someone's every action. You check your phone again and again. And the more you do this, the more restless your mind becomes. Have you noticed? When you are truly happy, you don't overthink. You just feel. When you are laughing with friends or enjoying a peaceful moment alone, your mind is light, free, effortless. It's only when attachment creeps in that the suffering begins. Let's say someone suddenly stops talking to you. If you are attached, you feel pain. You feel rejected. Your mind races with thoughts. Did I do something wrong? Why don't they care? What should I do? But if you were detached, you accept it as it is. You understand that people change, situations change, and life moves on. You don't waste your energy fighting reality. You simply let things flow. Freedom comes from letting go. The mind is like a cup. If you keep filling it with unnecessary thoughts, it overflows, making a mess. But if you empty the cup, there is space for peace, clarity, and new experiences. Letting go does not mean you stop loving. It means you love without fear, without chains, without conditions. It means you appreciate people for who they are, not for what they can give you. Have you ever noticed? When you stop chasing someone, they often come back. When you stop expecting things from people, they surprise you. This is the power of non-attachment. When you let go, life flows naturally, effortlessly, beautifully. Think of the ocean. The waves come and go. If you try to stop them, you will only exhaust yourself. But if you learn to flow with them, you will always stay afloat. This is detachment. It's not about controlling the waves. It's about learning to ride them. How to practice detachment 1. Observe your thoughts. The next time you start overthinking about someone, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, why am I holding on to this thought? Is it helping me? 2. Accept reality. Not everyone will treat you the way you want. Not every relationship will last forever. And that's okay. Accepting reality as it is brings peace. 3. Focus on yourself. The more you focus on others, the less you focus on your own growth. Shift your energy towards your own peace, your own happiness, your own journey. 4. Let go of control. You can't control how others feel about you. You can't control how they act, but you can control your own thoughts, your own emotions, your own reactions. 5th, trust life. Everything happens for a reason. If someone drifts away, maybe it's making space for someone better. If something doesn't go as planned, maybe it's leading you to something greater. The truth about overthinking and attachment. The more attached you are to someone, the more you think about them. And the more you think about them, the more you suffer. But when you detach, when you let go, you stop overthinking. You stop suffering. A bird does not cling to the branch it sits on. It sits lightly, ready to fly at any moment. That is how we should live. light, free, unattached. So, ask yourself, are you holding on to something that is making you suffer? Are you gripping the rope too tightly? If the answer is yes, then maybe it's time to let go. Because true peace, true freedom, true happiness comes not from holding on, but from learning to let go. Stay with us for the next part, where we will dive deeper into why we struggle with the illusion of control and how to break free from it. The illusion of control. You want things to go your way, don't you? You want people to act the way you expect, to respond the way you hope, to stay in your life the way you imagine. But have you ever asked yourself, why do you believe you have control over anything at all? Think about it. Can you control how someone feels about you? Can you control what they say, what they think, or how they act? You try to, of course. You overthink, analyze, and replay situations in your mind, hoping that somehow if you think about it enough, you can change reality. But you can't. Imagine you're holding a handful of sand. The tighter you grip, the more it slips through your fingers. This is how control works. The more you try to hold on, the more you lose. The more you think, the more you suffer. Buddhism teaches that clinging to control is an illusion. You don't control others. You don't even fully control yourself. Thoughts come and go. Emotions rise and fall. Your body changes. Your mind changes. And life moves forward, whether you like it or not. So, why fight against the flow? The mind's endless tricks. The mind loves to trick you. It whispers, if you just think a little more, you'll figure it out. But what is there to figure out? Can you force someone to love you? Can you make someone stay? No matter how much you think about them, it won't change their choices. Have you ever noticed, when you finally stop overthinking, things work out on their own? When you finally stop overthinking, things work out on their own. A message you were waiting for arrives when you least expect it. A problem that seemed huge disappears. This is because letting go brings peace, while control brings suffering. A simple story. A Zen student once asked his master, "How can I make someone stay in my life?" The master smiled and handed him a bowl of water. "Hold this," he said. The student held it. "Now, tighten your grip." The student squeezed the bowl, and water spilled everywhere. The master laughed. "You see, the harder you try to control, the more you lose. Let go, and everything remains as it is meant to be. This is life. When you stop gripping, you stop suffering. Why do we try to control? Because we fear uncertainty. The unknown scares us, so we create stories in our minds. If I do this, they will react like that. If I say this, maybe they will think that. But do these stories ever match reality? Most of the time, no. Overthinking is your mind's desperate attempt to predict the future. But the truth is, you don't know what will happen. And that's okay. The world doesn't need you to control it. It flows just fine without it. The art of letting go, Buddha said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. What does this mean? It means your happiness is never in someone else's hands. It is not in their replies, their actions, or their words. It is within you. When you stop trying to control, you start feeling lighter. Try this. The next time your mind races, ask yourself, is this thought helping me or just stressing me? Do I really need to control this, or is it beyond me? What happens if I just let go? At first, it feels strange. You were used to overthinking. Your mind will resist. It will beg you to analyze, to control, to predict. But if you can take one deep breath and say, I release this, you will feel an incredible shift. Real freedom. Real freedom is not getting what you want. It is not making others do what you wish. Real freedom is letting go of the need to control. When you understand this, life becomes peaceful. People will come and go, and you will stay calm. Situations will change, and you will remain centered, because you are no longer fighting the flow. You are moving with it. In the next part, we will explore how impermanence teaches us to stop overthinking and embrace life as it is. Stay with us. Impermanence. Nothing lasts forever. Close your eyes for a moment. Think about the happiest memory you have. Maybe it's a time with your loved ones, a moment of success, or just a peaceful evening when everything felt right. Now, think about a moment of sadness, when you lost something, when someone left, or when things didn't go as planned. Do you notice something? Both moments are gone. No matter how strong they were, they have passed. This is the nature of life. Impermanence. Everything changes. Everything fades. Nothing lasts forever. Yet, we struggle. We hold on. We resist change as if we can stop time. But time never listens. It moves forward, carrying everything with it. Why do we suffer so much when things change? Why do we break down when someone leaves, when a friendship ends, or when life takes an unexpected turn? It's because we expect permanence in a world that is constantly changing. We act as if things will stay the same forever, and when they don't, we feel lost. But the truth is, change is the only thing that is guaranteed. Imagine a river. It never stands still. The water you touch now is never the same water again. Life is exactly like that. The person you were a year ago, gone. The emotions you felt last week, gone. The people in your life, some have stayed, some have changed, some have disappeared. But everything keeps moving. The problem is not change itself. The problem is our resistance to change. We want to stay the same. We want people to always be there. We want happiness to last forever. But this is not how life works. And the more we fight against reality, the more we suffer. Think about a tree in autumn. Its leaves turn golden, then brown, then they fall. The tree does not cry. It does not hold on to the leaves, begging them to stay. It simply lets go, knowing that new leaves will grow again in spring. What if we could be like that? What if we could accept change and, instead of fearing it, embrace it? Overthinking about people, relationships, or situations is like trying to catch smoke with your hands. The more you grab, the more it slips away. The truth is, no matter how much you think about someone, you cannot stop them from changing, from leaving, or from being different from what you imagined. Buddha taught that all suffering comes from attachment to people, to emotions, to expectations. When you overthink about someone, it's because you are attached to an idea of them, to a version of them in your mind. But they are not that version. They are changing just like everything else. What if, instead of clinging, you learn to flow? Imagine standing in the ocean. The waves come. They crash. They pull away. You can try to fight them, or you can let them carry you. Life is the same. If you resist change, you will feel like you are drowning. If you accept it, you will float. Some people come into your life, and they leave. Some friendships feel like they will last forever, but they fade. Some love stories that felt eternal end. And this is not a mistake. This is how life is designed to be. Nothing stays. And that is what makes every moment precious. Imagine if the night never ended, if seasons never changed, if the same thoughts stayed in your head forever. Would that be a life worth living? The beauty of life is in its movement, in its temporary nature. You cannot hold on to a sunset, but you can enjoy it while it lasts. You cannot stop a flower from wilting, but you can appreciate its bloom. The same is true for people. You cannot control how long someone stays in your life, You cannot freeze moments in time, but you can be present while they last. You can love without fear. You can enjoy without attachment. You can live without clinging. Buddha once said, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." The more you hold on to memories or worry about the future, the more you miss the only thing that is real, this moment. Letting go does not mean not caring. It does not mean you forget people or stop loving them. It simply means you stop holding on so tightly that it makes you suffer. Love freely. Appreciate deeply. But do not cling. Think about your own life. How many times have you overthought about someone, only to realize later that it was unnecessary? How many nights have you lost sleep over a situation that no longer even matters? How many times have you feared change, only to realize later that it led to something better? Life has a rhythm. People come and go. Emotions rise and fall. Situations change. This is not something to fear. It is something to embrace, because every ending makes space for a new beginning. So, the next time you find yourself overthinking about someone, ask yourself, will this thought matter a year from now? 5 years from now? If the answer is no, then let it go. If the answer is yes, then trust that time will take care of it. Stop resisting the flow of life. Stop holding on so tightly. Open your hands, open your heart, and allow things to be as they are. In doing so, you will find something that overthinking will never give you: peace, detachment. Without indifference, people often misunderstand detachment. They think it means becoming cold, emotionless, or uncaring. But that is not true. Detachment is not about pushing people away. It's about finding peace within yourself, no matter what happens around you. Imagine you are holding a bird in your hand. If you grip it too tightly, you will harm it. If you open your hand completely, it will fly away. But if you hold it gently with care but without control, it stays with you willingly. This is what true detachment looks like. Many suffer because they confuse attachment with love. They think, if I love someone, I must hold on to them, think about them constantly, and make sure they never leave. But love is not control. Love is not fear. Love is freedom. The moment you try to own someone in your mind, you turn love into attachment, and attachment always leads to suffering. Buddha taught that everything in life is impermanent. People change, feelings change, circumstances change. If you attach yourself too much to something or someone, you will struggle every time life shifts in a new direction. Detachment is not about not caring. It is about understanding that you cannot control everything. Think about the waves in the ocean. If you stand still and let them come and go, you remain unharmed. But if you try to stop the waves, fight them, or resist them, you will exhaust yourself. Life is the same. When you detach, you allow things to happen naturally, without losing yourself in them. Many believe that if they stop overthinking about someone, it means they don't care anymore. But detachment is not the absence of love. It is the presence of peace. You can care deeply for someone while still being at peace, whether they stay in your life or not. Imagine you are watching the sky. The clouds pass by. Some are dark and heavy. Some are light and beautiful. You don't try to catch them. You don't panic when one disappears. You simply watch. This is how you must treat your thoughts, your emotions, and even the people in your life. When you attach too much to someone in your mind, you give them power over your peace. If they act the way you want, you feel happy. If they don't, you suffer. This is a dangerous way to live. Your peace should not depend on someone else's actions. Detachment does not mean isolation. It does not mean running away from people. It does not mean running away from people. It means being present, fully engaged, and loving without clinging. It means loving someone so purely that even if they leave, your love remains untouched because it was never based on ownership. Think about a flowing river. It does not hold on to anything. It simply moves. And yet, it gives life to everything around it. This is how you must live. Be like the river. Flow freely, give fully, but never cling. Many people say, "I cannot stop thinking about this person. I feel so attached to them." But the truth is, you are not attached to the person. You are attached to your idea of them. Your mind has created an image, a version of them that exists only in your thoughts. And you keep feeding this image over and over again. Real love does not cause pain. Attachment does. Real connection feels light. Obsession feels heavy. If something is making your heart feel restless, ask yourself, is this love? Or is this just attachment disguised as love? Some people will stay in your life. Others will leave. Some will treat you well. Others will hurt you. This is life. If you attach yourself to every person and every situation, you will never be at peace. Buddha once said, "Let go of what is gone. Be grateful for what remains, and look forward to what is coming." This is the essence of detachment. It is the ability to appreciate everything without needing to possess anything. If someone is meant to be in your life, they will stay. If they are not, they will leave. Your overthinking will not change this. No matter how much you analyze, worry, or stress about a person, it will not change reality. So, why waste your peace on something that is beyond your control? Detachment gives you the greatest power of all, the power to remain peaceful, no matter what happens. Whether someone stays or leaves, whether things go your way or not, your inner world remains calm, like a deep ocean that nothing can disturb. Some people say, "But if I detached, won't I lose my emotions? Won't I stop feeling?" You will feel even more deeply, but without the fear, the anxiety, and the suffering. Detachment makes your love pure because it removes fear from it. When you stop clinging, something magical happens. Love becomes effortless. You no longer need to own someone to feel close to them. You no longer need constant reassurance. You simply trust that whatever is meant to be will be. In the end, overthinking about someone does not bring them closer to you. It only steals your peace. The more you attach, the more you suffer. The more you let go, the more space you create for real connection. One that is based on freedom, not fear. So, let go of the weight in your mind. Stop trying to control every outcome. Love freely, care deeply, but do not cling. True detachment is not about walking away from life. It is about walking through life with an open heart and a peaceful mind. The role of ego in overthinking. Sit down, take a breath, and listen carefully. Have you ever wondered why you think so much about certain people? Why their words, their actions, or even their silence stays in your mind? Why does it hurt when someone ignores you? Why does it bother you when someone doesn't treat you the way you expected? The answer is simple: your ego. The ego is that voice inside you that says, "I deserve attention. I deserve respect. I deserve to be treated a certain way." And when things don't go as expected, the ego feels hurt. It starts overthinking. Why did they do this? What did I do wrong? How could they treat me like this? But here's the truth. Most of the time, it has nothing to do with you. People act based on their own thoughts, their own emotions, their own struggles. But your ego takes everything personally. It creates stories in your mind. It makes you believe that every action, every word, every silence from others is a reflection of you. And so you start thinking, analyzing, replaying situations over and over again. Buddha once said, "The root of suffering is attachment." And do you know what the ego is most attached to? Itself. The ego loves to hold on to identities, to opinions, to the way things should be. It doesn't want to let go. It wants everything to be under control. But the more you try to control, the more you suffer. Imagine you are holding a rope tightly. The more you pull, the more it burns your hand. Your ego tells you, don't let go. You must win. You must prove something. But the moment you release it, the pain stops. This is what happens when you let go of your overthinking. You are not your thoughts. You are not your ego. But the ego is clever. It makes you believe that without it, you are nothing. It makes you believe that thinking less about someone means you don't care. But that's not true. Thinking less about someone doesn't mean you care less. It means you have freed yourself from unnecessary suffering. Ask yourself, who are you overthinking about? Why are they living rent-free in your mind? What do you hope to gain by thinking about them so much? Now ask yourself, what if you simply let go? What if you stop trying to figure out their thoughts? What if you stop trying to control how they see you? What if you just focused on your peace instead? Your ego will resist. It will scream, no. I need answers. I need closure. I need to know why they did what they did. But the truth is, you don't need to know everything to be free. You don't need to solve every puzzle. Some things are meant to remain unknown. Some people are meant to walk away. Some moments are meant to pass without explanation. A person ignores you? Let it go. A person changes their behavior? Let it go. A person doesn't treat you the way you expected? Let it go. Not because they don't matter, but because your peace matters more. Do you know what happens when you stop overthinking about someone? You take your power back. The time, the energy, the emotions you were wasting on them, you use them for yourself. You grow, you heal, you become stronger. Buddhism teaches us that the mind is like a sky and thoughts are like clouds. They come and go. But if you attach yourself to every cloud, you will never see the open sky. So, don't chase every thought. Don't hold on to every feeling. Just watch them pass, like clouds in the wind. This is freedom. This is peace. And when the ego tries to pull you back, just smile and remind yourself, you are no longer a prisoner of your thoughts. You are free, finding peace through mindfulness. Sit still for a moment. Listen. Can you hear the sounds around you? Maybe a bird outside, the distant hum of a car, or the soft ticking of a clock. Feel your breath, how it moves in, how it moves out. This moment right here is all that exists. The past is gone. The future hasn't arrived. But where is your mind? Is it here? Or is it lost in thoughts about someone, something, somewhere else? The mind loves to wander. It jumps from one thought to another, like a restless monkey, never satisfied, never still. One moment, you think about something that happened years ago. The next, you worry about something that hasn't even happened yet. This is why you suffer. Not because of what is happening now, but because your mind refuses to stay here, in the present. Overthinking about someone is like standing in front of a river and trying to stop the water with your hands. No matter how hard you try, the water keeps flowing. The more you fight it, the more exhausted you become. But what if, instead of trying to stop the river, you simply watch it, let it flow, let it pass? This is mindfulness. Mindfulness is not about controlling your thoughts. It's about seeing them clearly, without getting lost in them. When you overthink, you are no longer seeing reality. You are lost in a story that your mind is creating. But reality is simple. It is just this moment. Nothing more, nothing less. Look at your hands. Feel them. This is real. The thought in your head about what someone said to you last week, that isn't real anymore. It's just a memory, a shadow. Yet, how much time do we spend thinking about shadows? We replay conversations. We analyze every word. We imagine different outcomes. But for what? What changes? Nothing. The only thing that changes is your peace. You trade it for worry. You give up your present moment for a past that no longer exists or a future that has not yet come. This is why you must train your mind to be here. Not in the past, not in the future, just here. Try this. The next time your mind starts overthinking about someone, stop. Take a breath. Look around you. What do you see? A chair? A window? The sky? Bring yourself back to what is real. Feel the air on your skin. Listen to the sounds around you. Touch something nearby. The more you connect with the present, the less power your thoughts have over you. Buddha once said, "Do not dwell in the past. Do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." This is the essence of mindfulness. The mind will always try to pull you away. It will whisper, "But what if they don't like me? What if I did something wrong? What if they leave?" Do not follow these thoughts. See them for what they are. Just thoughts, not reality, not truth. Just passing clouds in the sky of your mind. The sky does not try to hold on to the clouds. It lets them come. It lets them go. You must do the same with your thoughts. Let them come. Let them go. If you hold on to every thought, every emotion, every person who enters your mind, you will never find peace. But if you learn to watch without clinging, to observe without reacting, you will be free. Mindfulness is not difficult. It is simply the art of remembering. To be here, to notice, to see, to breathe. Imagine you are holding a cup of tea. If your mind is thinking about someone else, you will not taste the tea. You will drink it, but you will not be there. You will miss it. This is how we live, eating without tasting, listening without hearing, living without being truly alive. But when you are mindful, everything changes. You taste your food. You hear the wind. You feel the warmth of the sun. You experience life as it is, not as your mind imagines it to be. And when you do this, overthinking disappears on its own, not because you force it to go away, but because it has no room to stay. When you are fully present, thoughts lose their power. They become like distant echoes, there, but not important. So, the next time your mind starts pulling you away, pause. Take a deep breath. Return to this moment, again and again and again, until one day you realize peace was never something you had to find. It was always here, waiting for you to notice. Non-attachment versus love and compassion. You must have heard that to find peace, you should let go. But does letting go mean you stop loving? Does non-attachment mean you stop caring about people? If you don't hold on, does that make you cold, distant, or selfish? That isn't the way. Many people misunderstand non-attachment. They think it means cutting off emotions, walking away from relationships, or not feeling anything. But that is not what Buddha taught. True non-attachment is not about turning into stone. It is about loving freely, without fear, without suffering, without chains. Think of a flower blooming in a garden. Do you love it less because you don't pluck it? You love it more because you let it grow. You admire its beauty, and you allow it to be free. That is non-attachment. You can love deeply, but without the pain of holding too tightly. Many people suffer because they mistake attachment for love. They say, I can't live without this person. I need them to be mine. If they leave, I will be lost. But is this love? Or is it fear? Is this care? Or is it possession? Love should feel like the sun, warm, bright, and free. But attachment feels like chains, heavy, painful, and restricting. True love doesn't hold someone tightly and say, you belong to me. True love says, you are free, and I love you for who you are, not for what you can give me. Attachment leads to suffering because it is based on expectation. You expect someone to always be there, to always love you back, to never change, to never leave. But life is not like that. People change, feelings change, situations change. When you attach, you're trying to freeze something that is always moving. That is why it hurts. Imagine holding a handful of sand. If you squeeze it tightly, it slips through your fingers. But if you hold it gently, it stays in your hand. Love is the same. Hold it too tight, and it will disappear. Hold it with care, and it will remain. Many people ask, if I let go of attachment, won't I become distant? Won't I stop caring? In fact, you will care even more, but in a peaceful way. Love without attachment is the purest love because it does not come from need, but from choice. You love because your heart is full, not because you are empty and searching for someone to fill you. Look at the great masters, the enlightened beings, the wisest people. Do they not love? Of course, they do. But their love is light, not heavy. It is open, not possessive. It is peaceful, not desperate. Non-attachment is not about giving up love. It is about giving up the fear of losing love. When you are attached, you live in fear. What if they stop loving me? What if they leave? What if they change? But when you love without attachment, you don't fear these things. You simply love. And that love is powerful because it is not based on conditions. Think of the ocean. It touches the shore. It embraces the land. But it never holds on. It comes and goes, always flowing, always free. That is how love should be, flowing like water, touching hearts, but never trying to own them. Some people say, but love means sacrifice. If you truly love, you must suffer. This is not true. Love does not require suffering. Love does not require pain. Attachment creates suffering, not love. Buddha taught that suffering comes from clinging. When you hold on to a person, a feeling, or an idea too tightly, you create suffering for yourself. But when you let go, you find peace. This does not mean you stop loving. It means you love better. You love without fear. You love without shame. You love in a way that brings joy, not suffering. Look at the birds in the sky. They do not own the wind, but they dance with it. They do not hold the sky, but they belong to it. This is how love should be. You do not own another person, but you can share life with them. You do not control their feelings, but you can cherish them while they are with you. Some people think non-attachment means not caring if someone leaves. That is not true. If someone you love walks away, you will feel pain. You are human. But the difference is, you will not suffer endlessly. You will not cling to what is gone. You will not let your happiness depend on someone else. Non-attachment gives you freedom. Freedom to love, to feel, to experience. Without fear, without obsession, without suffering. It makes your love stronger, not weaker. It makes your heart lighter, not colder. So, the next time you love someone, ask yourself, am I holding this person like water in my hands, or am I clenching them like a fistful of sand? Love is not about holding. Love is about being open. Love with all your heart. but do not chain your heart to someone. Love with depth, but do not sink in the ocean of attachment. Love like the sun, shining, warm, and free. That is the way of peace. That is the way of wisdom. That is the way of true love. The middle way, balance in thought and emotion. You think too much, and it makes you suffer. You try to stop thinking, and that makes you suffer too. One moment, you care too much about someone. The next moment, you try to act like you don't care at all. But neither extreme brings peace, does it? This is where the middle way comes in. Not too much, not too little, not attached, but not indifferent. Just balance. Think of a string on a musical instrument. If it is too tight, it will snap. If it is too loose, it won't make a sound. Only when it has the right tension can it create beautiful music. Your mind is the same. If you hold on too tightly to thoughts about someone, you will suffer. If you force yourself to let go completely, you might become cold and distant. But if you find balance, you will be at peace. Buddha discovered the middle way after years of extreme living. First, he lived in luxury surrounded by wealth, but he found no peace. Then, he lived in complete self-denial, starving himself and rejecting all comfort, but he found no peace there either. Finally, he realized that peace is not found in extremes. It is found in balance, and this applies to your thoughts as well. If you overthink about someone, you become trapped. But if you suppress your thoughts completely, pretending they don't exist, they will rise again, stronger than before. The key is to let thoughts come and go without getting lost in them. Imagine you are sitting by a river. The water flows past you. Sometimes the river is calm. Sometimes it is rough. But you don't try to stop it, and you don't jump in. You just watch. This is how you must treat your thoughts. If someone is important to you, it is natural to think about them. But do you really need to think about them all the time? Ask yourself, does this thought help me, or does it hurt me? If it helps, let it stay. If it hurts, let it go. You might say, but I can't control my thoughts. That is true. You can't stop them from coming, just like you can't stop waves in the ocean. But you can decide which ones to ride. Some thoughts will lead you to peace. Others will drag you into suffering. You must choose wisely. Think of fire. If you are too close, you will burn. If you are too far, you will be cold. But if you keep the right distance, the fire will warm you. This is how you should treat your emotions. Feel them, but don't let them control you. Sometimes we believe that caring means worrying, but this is not true. Worrying does not prove love. It only drains your energy. Love with a peaceful heart, not with a restless mind. The middle way teaches us that we don't have to choose between holding on and letting go. We can simply let things be. Let people be who they are. Let situations unfold naturally. If something is meant for you, it will stay. If it is not, no amount of overthinking will keep it. There is a Zen story about two monks walking together. They come across a river where a woman is struggling to cross. One monk picks her up and carries her across. After they reach the other side, the woman thanks him and walks away. But the second monk is upset. Hours later, he says, "Why did you carry that woman? We monks are not supposed to touch women." The first monk smiles and says, "I put her down hours ago. Why are you still carrying her?" This is what overthinking does. You carry things in your mind long after they are gone. You replay words, actions, and moments that no longer exist. You are carrying weight that isn't even there. Isn't it time to put it down? Finding balance means knowing when to hold on and when to release. It means knowing that some things are worth thinking about, but not all the time. Life is like walking on a narrow bridge. If you lean too much to one side, you will fall. If you try to walk too fast, you will lose your footing. The only way forward is to move with balance, step by step, mindfully. Some people live in the past, constantly thinking about what was. Others live in the future, worrying about what will be. But peace is found in the present, right here, right now. Not too much thought, not too little, just enough. So, the next time you find yourself trapped in your own mind, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, am I thinking too much? Am I feeling too little? If the answer is yes, adjust. Find the middle way and walk it with ease. How to stop ruminating. Practical techniques. You sit alone, staring at the ceiling. A thought appears. Something someone said to you last week. You analyze it, twist it, turn it. Try to find a hidden meaning. Minutes turn to hours. You tell yourself to stop, but the thought keeps coming back. Why is it so hard to let go? Why does the mind hold on so tightly? Overthinking is like a trap. The more you struggle, the deeper you sink. The mind becomes like a broken record, playing the same scene over and over again. But have you ever noticed? The more you think, the worse you feel. It's never the thinking that brings peace. It's the silence in between the thoughts. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Every rock represents a thought you refuse to let go of. What happens when you carry it for too long? Your back hurts, your energy drains, and yet you still refuse to put it down. But what if you could? What if you could simply let go of that weight and feel light again? Letting go of unnecessary thoughts is not about controlling the mind. It's about understanding it. The mind is like the wind. You cannot stop the wind from blowing, but you can learn how to stand still without being carried away. The first step is awareness. When a thought arises, don't judge it. Don't fight it, just notice it. Here it is again. See it like a passing cloud. It comes, it goes. If you don't grab it, it won't stay. Many people think they need to win against their thoughts, but that's another trick of the mind. There is nothing to win, no battle to fight. Overthinking is not an enemy. It's just a habit. And like any habit, it can be changed. Have you ever tried watching your breath? Right now, take a deep breath in and out. Feel the air moving through your body. Did you notice something? In that brief moment, you weren't thinking. You were just being. This is the power of presence. The more you focus on the present moment, the less space your mind has for unnecessary thoughts. Another simple way to stop overthinking is to ask yourself a question. Is this thought useful? If the answer is no, why are you keeping it? If it's not helping you grow, it's only holding you back. The mind loves to create stories. What if they don't like me? What if I made the wrong decision? What if things go wrong? But all these what-ifs are just illusions. They are shadows that exist only in your imagination. When you bring light to them, when you see them for what they are, they disappear. Have you ever watched water ripple in a lake? Throw a stone, and the ripples will spread. But if you do nothing, the water remains still. Your mind is the same. The less you disturb it, the more peaceful it becomes. Try this. The next time you catch yourself overthinking, pause. Don't react. Just watch your thought like you're watching a movie. Soon, you will see it's just a passing scene. You don't have to get involved. Life is happening now, not in your mind, not in your worries, not in the past or future. Now, the more you live in the now, the less power your thoughts will have over you. Some people say, but I can't control my mind. It keeps running, keeps pulling me back. That's because you are trying too hard. What happens when you hold sand tightly in your fist? It slips through your fingers. But if you keep your hand open, it stays. The same applies to thoughts. Don't fight them. Just observe them. Let's say you're waiting for an important message. Your mind keeps repeating, "Why haven't they replied? Did I say something wrong? Are they ignoring me?" But what changes by thinking like this? Nothing. The situation remains the same. The only thing that changes is your suffering. Instead, you can shift your focus. Go for a walk. Listen to music. Do something physical. The more you engage with the real world, the less power the mind has to trap you. Buddha once said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." Overthinking makes you search for answers outside, through people, distant situations, memories. But real peace is already inside you. You don't need to find it. You just need to remove the noise covering it. Now close your eyes. Take another deep breath. Let the thought go. Let the mind rest. Feel the silence. That silence, that is where true freedom begins. Freeing yourself from the mental cage. You are trapped, but the walls of your cage are invisible. No one else can see them, but you feel them every day. They are built from your own thoughts, your worries, your fears. You're overthinking about people who may not even think of you. You're not locked in by iron bars. You're locked in by your own mind. But what if I told you the door has always been open? Look closely. Who is forcing you to think so much? Who is making you replay the past? Analyze every word. Imagine every possibility. No one. It is you. Your mind pulls you into these endless loops, and you follow without question. It is time to stop. It is time to step out of the cage. Buddha once said, "Rule your mind, or it will rule you." Right now, your mind is ruling you. It is controlling your emotions, your peace, your energy. But the truth is, your mind is just a tool. A knife in your hand can cut vegetables or cause harm. It depends on how you use it. Your mind is the same. If you let it run wild, it will create pain. But if you master it, it will set you free. The first step to freedom is seeing the truth. Thoughts are just thoughts. They are not real. Just because you think something doesn't mean it is true. Just because you imagine a situation does not mean it will happen. Your mind creates illusions, but you don't have to believe them. Think of the last time you overthought about someone. Maybe you worried they were upset with you. Maybe you imagined they were ignoring you on purpose. Maybe you created an entire story in your head about how they feel about you. And then, later, you realized none of it was true. They were just busy. They didn't even know you were feeling this way. But in your mind, the pain felt real. How many times has this happened? How many times has your mind tricked you into feeling unnecessary pain? This is the nature of the mind. It takes one small seed of thought and grows it into a forest of suffering. And you, unaware, get lost in that forest. But today, you have a choice. You can stop watering these thoughts. You can stop walking deeper into the forest. You can turn around and walk out. How? By doing nothing. Yes, nothing. The next time a thought arises about someone, pause. Do not react. Do not chase the thought. Just observe it. See it as a passing cloud. It will come, and it will go. If you do not hold on to it, Buddha taught that suffering comes not from thoughts, but from attachment to thoughts. The thought itself is harmless. It is your attachment that causes pain. A bird may land on your shoulder, but if you do not grab it, it will fly away. But if you hold on to it tightly, it will struggle. It will scratch you, and it will hurt. This is what you do with your thoughts. You try to hold on to them, analyze them, understand them, control them. But thoughts are birds. Let them go. Look at your life right now. How much energy have you lost thinking about someone? How many nights have you lost sleep? How many hours have you spent replaying conversations, imagining different outcomes, wondering what they think of you? And what has all of this thinking given you? Has it changed reality? Has it made you happier? Or has it only exhausted you? You must understand, thinking about someone does not make them think about you. Worrying about someone does not change their actions. You can sit in a room and think about them all day, but it will not reach them. It only affects you. You might say, "But I care." Yes, you do. But real caring is not thinking endlessly. Real caring is being present, being kind, and then letting go. Love should be light, not heavy. Thoughts should be free, not chained. Imagine you were carrying a heavy bag. It is filled with all your thoughts, your worries, your overthinking. You have carried this bag for years. It has slowed you down, made you tired, drained your happiness. Now imagine putting it down just for a moment. Feel the weight disappear. Feel your body relax. Feel the freedom. This is what happens when you stop overthinking. The weight you have carried for so long vanishes. Many people fear letting go. They think if they stop thinking about someone, it means they don't care. This is not true. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It does not mean you stop loving or stop being kind. It simply means you stop suffering. It means you free yourself from useless pain. You do not have to live like this. You do not have to be a prisoner of your own thoughts. You can choose freedom. You can choose peace. You can step out of the cage you have built for yourself. The door is open. Walk through it. In the next part, we will talk about the final step, letting go completely. Stay with us. You are closer to freedom than you think. The power of letting go. You have carried this weight for too long. The thoughts, the worries, the endless questions about someone who may not even be thinking about you. Isn't it exhausting? Oh, haven't you suffered enough? It is time to let go. Let me ask you something. If you hold a burning coal in your hand, will the fire harm the coal? Number, the fire does not suffer, but your hand burns. You hold on to thoughts of others like a burning coal, believing that the tighter you grip, the more control you have. But in truth, you are the only one in pain. So, I ask you now, why are you still holding on? You have spent hours, days, maybe even years thinking about certain people. What they said, what they didn't say, what they meant, what they didn't mean. But tell me, has all this thinking ever changed anything? Has it ever brought you peace? Or has it only stolen your time, your energy, your happiness? Look around you. The world moves forward no matter what. The sun rises, the seasons change, the river flows. But your mind, it stays stuck, trapped in a past that no longer exists or in a future that has not yet come. Why do you resist the flow of life? Buddha said, the root of suffering is attachment. You see, you do not suffer because someone hurt you. You suffer because you keep holding on to the pain. You do not suffer because someone left. You suffer because you refuse to accept their absence. You do not suffer because someone ignored you. You suffer because you believe their attention defines your worth. But here is the truth. No one controls your peace but you. No one holds the key to your happiness except the mind that is listening to these words right now. Think about the clouds in the sky. Do they try to stay? Number. They come and they go. They do not cling to the sky. Your thoughts too should be like clouds, passing, not staying. The more you hold on to them, the darker they become. Let them pass. Let them go. Some will say, but I cannot stop thinking about them. That is not true. You can, but you must first choose to let go. Right now, your mind is like a clenched fist, holding on to a thought so tightly that it feels like a part of you. But if you open your hand, what happens? The thought falls away. Right now, open your mind. Let go of the thought. Breathe. There is peace in letting go. But the mind fears emptiness, so it holds on. You think, if I stop thinking about them, what will I think about? This is the trick of attachment. It makes you believe that your suffering is necessary. But I tell you it is not. Your peace is not beyond you. It is already here. It has always been here. You only need to stop running after what is not meant for you. Letting go does not mean you do not care. It does not mean you are cold or heartless. Letting go means you trust life. It means you understand that forcing things, clinging to things, only creates suffering. What is meant for you will stay. What is not will fade, no matter how tightly you hold on. Imagine a boat on a river. If you tie it to the shore, will it reach the ocean? Number. It will stay stuck. But if you untie the rope, the boat will move naturally, carried by the current. Life is the same. The more you let go, the more you flow. The more you hold on, the more you resist. And resistance only creates suffering. You might think, but if I let go, will I forget them? Number. Letting go is not about forgetting. It is about freeing yourself. You will still remember. You will still have love in your heart, but you will no longer suffer. The Buddha once compared the mind to a garden. If you plant seeds of peace, you will grow peace. If you plant seeds of suffering, you will grow suffering. What have you been watering? What thoughts have you been feeding? If you keep feeding thoughts of someone, they will grow like weeds, covering your entire mind. But if you stop feeding them, they will fade. And in their place, peace will bloom. Tell me, what do you choose? The pain of holding on, or the freedom of letting go? It is time to put down the heavy bag. It is time to open your hands. It is time to breathe. You do not need to think so much about anyone. People come, people go. Love them, wish them well, but do not carry them as a burden in your mind. Be light, be free, and we thank you for walking this path with us. If you found this series helpful, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. So many people watch, but only 0.2% subscribe. Let's change that. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We would love to hear them. And remember, peace is always one thought away. Just let go. Beyond letting go, the true meaning of inner peace. 1. The mind's endless loop. Why do we overthink? You wake up in the morning, and the first thought in your mind is about them. So you go through your day, but they remain in the background of your thoughts. At night, when you close your eyes, their presence lingers. Why? Why does the mind refuse to let go? Why does it keep thinking about people, situations, and words long after they are gone? The answer is simple. The mind is addicted to attachment. Your mind is like a restless monkey, jumping from one thought to another, refusing to sit still. It wants control. It wants certainty. It wants to understand, predict, and hold on to things that were never meant to be held. But tell me, has this ever brought you peace? Has thinking endlessly about someone ever changed reality? Number. It has only stolen your joy. In Zen, we say, a thought is just a visitor. Let it come. Let it go. Do not serve it tea. But most people do the opposite. A thought about someone enters their mind, and instead of letting it pass, they invite it in. They serve it tea. They sit with it, and soon it becomes a permanent guest. 2. The illusion of importance. No one thinks about you as much as you think. Here is a truth that might shock you. Most people are not thinking about you as much as you think they are. You overanalyze a text message, wondering if it had a hidden meaning. You replay a conversation in your mind, thinking about what you should have said. You assume that someone is upset with you because they didn't respond quickly. But what if I told you they are not thinking about you at all? Not because you are unimportant, but because they too are trapped in their own thoughts. They too are busy overthinking about their own life. The world does not revolve around you, and that is a good thing. Once you understand this, you will no longer waste time trying to analyze people's actions. You will realize that most of what you worry about is just a creation of your own mind. 3. You are not the main character in everyone's story. People enter your life, and people leave. Sometimes they stay for years, sometimes for moments. But here's the truth. No one is obligated to stay in your life forever. Some will stay, some will leave, some will return, some will disappear without a word. That is the way of life. In Zen, we do not chase, we do not hold, we do not beg, we accept. Have you ever tried to hold sand in your fist? The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away. But if you keep your hand open, the sand remains. People are the same. Let them be free. Let them come. Let them go. Do not hold too tightly, and you will not suffer. 4. Attachment versus love. What's the difference? Many people confuse attachment with love. They think that constantly thinking about someone means they care. But attachment is not love. Attachment is clinging, needing, controlling. Love is light, free, accepting. Attachment says, I need you to be happy. Love says, I want you to be happy, even if you are not with me. Attachment says, I cannot live without you. Love says, I am complete with or without you. Love allows. Attachment controls. Love flows. Attachment resists. Which one are you choosing? The power of the present moment. Escape the trap of the mind. The mind loves to wander into the past and the future. It replays old conversations. It imagines new scenarios. It creates stories that do not exist. But have you ever noticed that your suffering always happens in the past or future? Right now, in this moment, you're fine. Right now, in this moment, there is nothing to worry about. But the moment you leave the present, suffering begins. The past is gone. You cannot change it. The future is unknown. You cannot control it. But the present is real. And in the present, there is always peace. So, when your mind starts to overthink, ask yourself, where am I right now? If you are in the present, you're free. 6. Practical ways to let go. Right now, you might be thinking, this sounds good, but how do I actually stop overthinking? Here are 5 techniques to free yourself. 1. The rubber band technique. Wear a rubber band on your wrist. Every time you catch yourself overthinking about someone, snap it lightly. This creates a physical reminder to break the thought cycle. 2. Name the thought. Instead of saying, I'm thinking about them again, say, this is just another passing thought. Detach from it. Do not give it power. 3. Focus on your breath. Whenever overthinking takes over, shift your focus to your breath. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your breath is always in the present. Stay with it. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? Most of what we overthink about is small, temporary, and meaningless. Will this thought matter in 5 years? If not, let it go. 5. Do something physical. Move your body. Walk, exercise, dance. The mind cannot hold on to thoughts when the body is in motion. 7. Final words. Be like the sky, not the cloud. In Zen, we say, be like the sky, not the cloud. Clouds drift in and out. They shift shapes, fade away, and vanish. But the sky stays calm, unchanging. Your thoughts are like those clouds. They come, they go, but you are the sky. No thought, no person, no memory can disturb the peace within you unless you let it. So, I leave you with this. Will you keep clutching that burning coal? Or will you finally loosen your grip? The power is yours. Choose freedom. Let go. Breathe.